because this is quite significant for the truck route.
Through the chair, we have actually had discussions with the Ontario Trucking Association.
Right.
Leon had actually put me in contact with the president, and we actually had a meeting which sort of aligned with the request from Councillor Jackson to improve communications with the industry and things like that. I did bring up this potential, and they raised concerns with having that route removed from the truck route.
Right.
It is on the City of Hamilton's designated route for oversized loads. So there are a number of implications involved if we were to actually remove it. And I tried to highlight that in the memo, not only for the industry but also for the adjacent roadways that may be taking on more traffic. So in terms of whether it's a high priority, I know the councillor has been raising the issue for a number of times and was interested in moving it along.
To get it removed?
Yes. However, as I outlined in the report, it's probably best that the location and the consideration be actually included as part of the overall review of the truck master plan that we're going to do next year.
So in a nutshell, you're just saying that we've investigated this, you're not really leaning towards removing anything, but you want to put it into the master track for the review. Then I'm prepared to helpfully to make that happen, and I think that's fair.
Okay, Councillor Pearson?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I agree with Councillor Johnson as well. And I see through here reading the report that it's just basically allowing you to go ahead and do all the background and investigative numbers. And I too agree that the ward councillors fighting both sides should be involved in confidently going forward knowing they're comfortable with it. So I have no problem with second that.
Okay, that's going to be moved by Councillor Brenda Johnson, seconded by Councillor Maria Pearson. All in favor?
Carries.
Thank you on that one. On to 9.1, traffic bylaw 1-215 amendment respecting farm truck exemptions. Discussion.
Yes, please.
Councillor Brenda Johnson.
Thank you. As far as I know, and as long as I've been looking into this, the former municipalities that have had heavy agriculture in their wards have always exempted the farm trucks from the truck route. Having said that, I don't believe now, after all this investigation, was ever written anywhere. So this is no mistake to the staff. This was no mistake to the police. This is no mistake to the farmers. But what we've done in the 5 years that I've been here, we've had a number of community meetings, and the crime managers have been present, the staff have been present, and we've been reassuring the staff or the public that farm trucks are exempted from our truck route because they have to get from farm to farm, and the makeup of farming now has changed since it was back in the day when somebody had an old tractor. So now you've got corporate farmers, and they're going from truck to truck, from farm to farm. So in the past, when a farmer has been pulled over and ticketed, we just contact the crime manager, and it all gets sorted out before it gets to court. Well, the last time this happened to Jamie Bethune, it was an absolute perfect storm. Called the crime manager tried to get a hold of the officer, and the officer was on vacation, so the ticket couldn't be rescinded. So the farmer went to a pre-hearing, and in the meantime was asking for it. Give me the written word that you keep reassuring the public this is what it is. And through investigation, we found out that it was never written. It was just an understanding. So I went to the pre-hearing with the farmer, and I said, this is on no fault of the police officer, no fault of the farmer, it's on fault of us, because we were always shouting it out to them that they were exempted, and we had nothing to back that up. So the bylaw that's in front of you today, and I believe that Councillor Jackson's concerns about this is he doesn't want them all through the urban areas. So anything in upper in Hamilton. Since there is virtually no farming done in the urban areas, corporate farming done in the urban areas, I don't have a problem with that. We do need to recognize that there's Carlisle, there's other urban areas like Woodburn Binbrook and Mount Hope where these farmers abut onto these lanes. So I don't know how we can reflect that in the bylaw to suggest that it just be in the rural areas. So therefore, the police officer has a clear indication of what's allowed and what's not allowed. The farmers are reassured that they can go from farm to farm without any obstructions, and we won't run into this problem again. I'm just gonna leave that at that. I would really like to see, I see that it says about the rural areas, so my question to Dave is, lack of truck routes in the rural areas, that section bylaw be amended to read, shall not apply to vehicles registered under the farm license plate. So my question to you is, does this distinguish urban from rural? Please note that the police officers don't understand rural, and seriously, I mean, unless you're a planner, we all don't understand where that line falls. So I really would like to get this a little more specific to give Councillor Jackson and Councillor Whitehead some comfort level that we're not gonna have these big transport trucks coming through their towns. So how do we correct that?
Through the chair, yeah, so the way it's currently written, it's citywide, it doesn't define it.
Can we just put on section A where it says and, take out before and within the rural areas? Can we just do that? I know, you're gonna say, what's a rural area?
Yeah.
Can we not put it in the
Sorry,
truck?
through the chair here, yeah, it would be the difficulty for trying to enforce that would be
Right.
what's the definition of a rural area? What roads are rural areas? And the more caveats you put into this, the more difficult it becomes for an officer
Okay.
on the street to enforce it. If the way it's written, it's very straightforward. Farm trucks are exempt.
Okay,
And that's simple for an officer to enforce.
great.
However, it does, as you say, allow a truck bearing a farm license plate to drive on any road.
Okay.
Bylaw. However, my concern would be
Be
the
clear.
officers out there, as soon as you say rural, urban, and then you start to put a whole bunch of road parameters around it, it becomes very, very confusing. for the
Okay.
officer.
So through you, Chair, to the officer, we have a truck route that all the officers have possession of. If we were to take a paintbrush and paint the rural area, would that be helpful?
It would be. No,
Well-
because it does become confusing for the officer out there on the street that, you know, this truck is off the truck route. You have to remember, the officers have to be familiar with not only this truck route bylaw, but a whole cornucopia of bylaws, statutes, and other things. So they're not gonna necessarily have this present and foremost in their mind as exactly what it is, right? So might an officer mistakenly give a person a citation for something? Now, as long as the bylaw backs up the driver's position that, you know, they're lawfully allowed to be off of this truck route,
Okay.
there's not going to be an
So, we have a truck route map. We have a truck route map. The officer has a truck route. He sees that there's a green line. But he goes to the other ones that don't have that green line, correct? So what if, like I said, we colorize everything, so when they see that road in that colored area, they know that the farm trucks are, can we do that? And it's right on the index. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? You see the truck route, who's got a copy? Does anyone have a copy of the truck route? Oh,
I'm wondering
perfect.
here,
Can I borrow that?
just a
Okay.
suggestion from my friend